Stepping onto the spaceship Harlem 1, I felt a mix of excitement and disbelief. This was supposed to be my budget vacation, a much-needed escape from the dreary routine of my life. Yet here I was, clutching my small suitcase, stepping into what could only be described as a palace in space. The entrance hall was vast, filled with gleaming surfaces and advanced technology that seemed to blend seamlessly with the opulent decor. I stood there for a moment, soaking it all in. There were no other passengers in sight, which struck me as odd, but I figured I must have boarded early. I wandered through the corridors, marveling at the luxurious details. Soft lighting, plush carpets, and walls adorned with intricate patterns. My footsteps echoed in the silence, adding to the surreal feeling. This had to be a mistake, but I wasn't going to complain. Discovering the luxurious suite, reaching my cabin, my jaw dropped. It was more of a suite than a cabin. A king-sized bed with silk sheets dominated the room, flanked by a private balcony offering a breathtaking view of the stars. The bathroom rivaled those in five-star hotels, complete with a jacuzzi and rain shower. Dropping my suitcase, I sank onto the bed, staring at the ceiling. This was beyond my wildest dreams. Feeling a pang of hunger, I decided to explore the ship and find the dining hall. As I wandered through the corridors, I began to notice something peculiar. Every person I encountered was a stunningly beautiful woman. Each one seemed to possess a unique and otherworldly charm, their short dresses accentuating their figures, revealing smooth, flawless skin and curves that made my thoughts stray to places they shouldn't. I felt like I had stepped into a dream or perhaps a very expensive fantasy. Meeting Lyra and Kayla. The dining hall, when I finally found it, was even more extravagant than my cabin. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, and tables were set with fine china and silverware. I took a seat and perused the menu, which featured dishes I had never even heard of. As I waited for my meal, I couldn't help but admire the women around me. They moved with a grace that was almost hypnotic, their short dresses revealing just enough to make my heart race. "Excuse me, is this seat taken?" A voice interrupted my thoughts. I looked up to see a blue-skinned woman with glowing violet eyes. Her presence was mesmerizing. "Ah, no, go ahead," I stammered. "I'm Lyra," she said, sitting down gracefully. "And you are?" "John Smith," I replied, still trying to process her appearance. "Nice to meet you." Before I could say more, another woman joined us. She had fiery red hair and eyes that seemed to flicker with an inner light. Her dress hugged her curves in all the right places. "I'm Kayla," she introduced herself, her voice warm and confident. "Interesting to see a man on this ship." I chuckled nervously. "Yeah, about that. I think there's been a mix-up. I was supposed to be on a budget cruise." Lyra and Kayla exchanged a glance. "A mix-up, you say?" Lyra's eyes seemed to penetrate my very soul. "Yeah, I mean, this place is amazing, but it's definitely not what I booked," I explained. Kayla leaned forward, her eyes narrowing slightly. "You do realize this ship is exclusively for the Galactic Emperor's concubines, right?" My stomach dropped. "Concubines," I echoed, my voice barely above a whisper. Lyra's eyes softened. "Yes, and the fact that you're here is highly unusual." Feeling a wave of unease, I tried to reassure them. "Look, I don't mean any harm. I just boarded the wrong ship by mistake." Lyra's eyes flickered as if she was trying to read my mind. After a moment, she sighed. "He's telling the truth. He's genuinely confused." Kayla relaxed a bit but remained skeptical. "We need to discuss this with the others. Stay here." An unexpected meeting. As they walked away, I couldn't shake the feeling of being a fish out of water. What had I gotten myself into? I finished my meal in silence, the luxurious surroundings now feeling a bit intimidating. The sight of so many beautiful women had my mind in overdrive, making it hard to focus on anything else. Later that evening, I returned to my cabin, my mind racing. I had been on the ship for only a few hours, and already I felt like I was living in a bizarre dream. Settling into the plush bed, I couldn't help but think I had lucked out with the most incredible upgrade imaginable, but the reality of the situation gnawed at me. The next morning, I woke to find a message on the screen in my cabin. Meeting in the lounge at 10 a.m., my heart pounded. What if they decided to throw me out into space? At the appointed time, I made my way to the lounge. The women had gathered, their expressions a mix of curiosity and caution. Lyra and Kayla were there, along with others I hadn't met yet. The sight of so many gorgeous women all in short dresses had me struggling to maintain my composure. A surprising revelation. Lyra spoke first. "John, we've discussed your situation. While it's clear you boarded by mistake, we need to ensure you won't cause any trouble." I nodded vigorously. "Absolutely. I just want to enjoy my vacation, wherever it takes me." A woman with silver skin and a serene demeanor stepped forward. "I'm Ilana. We've decided to let you stay temporarily, provided you respect our space and follow the rules." Of course, I agreed, feeling a weight lift off my shoulders. "I promise I won't be any trouble." Kayla's eyes sparkled with curiosity. "What will you do when we reach our next stop?" I frowned. "I'll just disembark and catch another ship." Lyra and Kayla exchanged looks again, this time more somber. "John," Lyra began gently, "this ship is on autopilot with no live crew. It won't stop until it reaches the Galactic Emperor's palace in 10 years. My heart pounded. 10 years. I whispered. "Yes," Alana confirmed. "It's programmed to deliver us to the Emperor without any detours." Adjusting to a new reality. As the days passed, I made an effort to get to know the women better. Each one was unique, not just in appearance, but in personality and abilities. Lyra, with her telepathic powers, often caught me off guard with her insights. Kayla's fiery temper matched her ability to control flames. Alina, an Earth girl like me, offered a comforting presence with her green eyes and gentle nature. Ilana's wisdom and calmness were a soothing balm in this strange new world. Mira, with her ability to control plants, turned our surroundings into a fragrant paradise. My charm and humor helped break down their initial suspicion. I found myself drawn into their world, learning about their lives and dreams. The more I got to know them, the more I realized how incredible each woman was. They weren't just beautiful. They were intelligent, talented, and full of depth. Despite the bizarre circumstances, I couldn't deny the thrill of being surrounded by such stunning and intriguing women. One evening, as we gathered for dinner, the atmosphere felt lighter, more relaxed. Lyra smiled at me from across the table. "So, John, how are you finding life on Harlem 1? I grinned. "It's definitely not what I expected, but I can't complain." Kayla laughed, her eyes twinkling. "You've adapted surprisingly well for someone who thought they were on a budget cruise." I shrugged, trying to hide my growing affection for them. "Well, sometimes the best adventures are the ones you don't plan." As the meal progressed, I felt a sense of belonging I hadn't experienced in a long time. These women, once strangers, were becoming friends and perhaps something more. The thought of leaving them behind at the end of this journey filled me with a strange sense of dread. After dinner, I returned to my cabin, my mind racing with thoughts of the future. I knew I needed to be careful, to tread lightly, but a part of me was already deeply entwined with these extraordinary women. The beauty of their bodies, the allure of their personalities, all made my head spin with possibilities. Lying in bed, I stared at the stars outside my window. I had no idea what lay ahead, but one thing was certain: this journey would change my life forever. Building bonds. The days on the Harlem 1 turned into weeks, and I found myself more and more entwined with the lives of these extraordinary women. Each one had a story, a background that fascinated me as much as their physical beauty. Learning telepathy with Lyra. Lyra, with her mesmerizing violet eyes, took the time to teach me about telepathy. She could read my thoughts, sense my emotions, and even communicate without speaking. It was both thrilling and unnerving to have someone delve into the deepest parts of my mind. One evening, as we sat in the ship's library, she explained, Telepathy is about more than just hearing thoughts. It's about understanding the essence of a person, connecting with their soul. She leaned in close, her lips almost brushing my ear as she whispered, like this. Suddenly, I felt a rush of images and emotions, memories of my childhood, fears, desires, all flooding into my consciousness. It was intimate in a way I had never experienced before. Exploring fire with Kayla. Kayla, on the other hand, was fire incarnate. Her red hair and fiery temper matched her ability to control flames. She showed me how she could conjure fireballs, manipulate heat, and even create intricate patterns of flame that danced in the air. It's not just about destruction, she explained one night as she lit candles around my cabin with a flick of her fingers. Fire can be beautiful, sensual. The warmth of the flames reflected in her eyes as she leaned in to kiss me, the heat between us almost palpable. Finding comfort with Alina. Alina, the Earth Girl, provided a comforting presence with her gentle nature and kind eyes. She became my anchor amidst the chaos. She often came to my cabin, and we spent hours talking about our lives back on Earth, our dreams, and our fears. One night, our conversation took a more intimate turn. She stayed with me, her body pressed against mine. Our movements synchronized in a dance as old as time. Her soft moans filled the room, a symphony of pleasure that echoed in my ears long after she left, her face flushed with delight. Gaining wisdom from Ilana. Ilana, with her silver skin and serene demeanor, shared her wisdom with me. She taught me about the galaxy, the history of her people, and the complexities of interstellar politics. Her calm voice was a balm to my often overwhelmed mind. "Knowledge is power, John," she said, her silver fingers tracing patterns on my arm. "And power can be intoxicating." Her touch sent shivers down my spine, a reminder of the power dynamics at play. Connecting with nature through Mira. Mira, with her ability to control plants, turned our surroundings into a verdant paradise. She created gardens that filled the ship with the scent of blooming flowers and fresh leaves. One evening, she led me to a secluded alcove she had transformed into a private garden. There, amidst the flowers, she shed her dress and beckoned me to join her. Our lovemaking was wild, primal, a celebration of nature in its rawest form. Deepening bonds. As I spent more time with each woman, I felt our bonds deepening. They began to see me as more than just an intruder. I was becoming part of their world, and they were becoming an integral part of mine. The nights on the Harlem one were filled with passion and discovery. Each woman brought something unique to our encounters, their abilities and personalities making every experience different and special. Navigating jealousy and competition. However, as the bonds deepened, so did the competition for my attention. The women began to show off their talents and beauty, each trying to outdo the others. What started as playful banter turned into something more intense. Jealousy simmered beneath the surface, leading to minor conflicts. One day, Lyra confronted Kayla in the dining hall. "You think your fire tricks impress him. Telepathy is a true connection." Kayla's eyes flashed with anger. "At least I don't invade his mind. My connection with him is real." Alina tried to mediate, her gentle nature straining under the tension. "We all care for John. There's no need for this." Despite her efforts, the competition only grew. The women vied for my time, each seeking to prove that their connection with me was the strongest. It was flattering but also overwhelming. Seeking balance, the rising tensions began to wear on me. One evening, I called a meeting with the women. Their faces were a mix of curiosity and apprehension. "I can't handle this constant competition," I began. "We need to find a way to balance our relationships." Lyra's eyes narrowed. "What do you suggest?" "A rotation system," I said, taking a deep breath. "Each of you gets dedicated time with me, and occasionally we can have group encounters to maintain harmony." There was a moment of silence before Ilana spoke. "It's unconventional, but it might work. We need to maintain peace." Kayla nodded reluctantly. "Agreed. We can't keep fighting like this." The women slowly came around to the idea, realizing they had no other options. My effort to maintain peace was appreciated, and the tension began to ease. With the new system in place, the atmosphere on the ship lightened. Celebrating unity, we started throwing wild parties, dancing until dawn. The women, dressed in their finest, moved with a grace that was mesmerizing. We had pillow fights, laughter echoing through the corridors, and late-night conversations that brought us closer. One night, during a particularly raucous party, Lyra pulled me aside. "This is working, John. We're becoming a community." I looked around at the women, their faces glowing with happiness. "I'm glad. I couldn't do this without you all." As the party continued, I felt a stronger sense of community among us. The jealousy and competition faded, replaced by camaraderie and mutual respect. I felt more confident in my role, knowing that I was not just a passenger but an integral part of this extraordinary journey. Looking to the future, the days blended into weeks, and the bonds we formed grew stronger. Each woman's unique qualities added to the richness of our shared experiences. The erotic nights, the wild parties, and the intimate conversations all contributed to a sense of unity that transcended our initial doubts and fears. As we navigated the vastness of space, I realized that this unexpected journey was shaping me in ways I had never imagined. The women were not just companions. They were teachers, lovers, and friends. Together, we were creating a story that was as beautiful as it was unpredictable. One evening, as we sat under the stars, Kayla turned to me, her eyes reflecting the flames of a small fire we had built. "Do you ever think about how all of this started?" she asked. "Every day," I replied, taking her hand. It was an unexpected journey, but I wouldn't change a thing. Lyra nodded, her violet eyes glowing in the firelight. "We are a family," she said, "and we will continue to grow and thrive." Ilana, with her silver skin shimmering, added, "Our story is just beginning. There is so much more to explore, so much more to achieve." As I looked around at the women who had become my family, I felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Our journey was far from over, but I knew that whatever lay ahead, we would face it together. Facing new challenges, the Harlem One continued its journey through the cosmos, and our bonds grew even stronger. However, the serenity of our voyage was soon disrupted by unforeseen challenges that tested our unity and resolve. An unexpected threat. One day, as we sailed through a particularly beautiful nebula, the ship's alarm blared, jolting us from our activities. The screen in the control room displayed an incoming message from an unknown source. Lyra, Kayla, Alina, Ilana, Mira, and I gathered around the console. The screen flickered to life, revealing the stern face of an alien we had never seen before. His skin was a deep metallic blue, and his eyes glowed with an unsettling intensity. "I am Commander Threx of the Korjan Empire," he announced, his voice cold and commanding. "Your ship has trespassed into our territory. Prepare to be boarded." Preparing for defense. Panic surged through us. We had no weapons and no experience in combat. The Harlem One was a ship of luxury, not warfare. We had to think quickly. "We need to hide," Alina suggested, her voice trembling. "Maybe we can avoid a confrontation." "No," Ilana said firmly. "We need to face this head-on. If we show weakness, they'll exploit it." Kayla nodded, her fiery determination evident. "I'll prepare some defensive measures." "Mira, can you use your plants to create barriers?" Mira nodded, her eyes focused. "I'll do my best." The boarding party. Moments later, a loud clang echoed through the ship as the Korjans docked. We stood ready, our makeshift defenses in place. The air was thick with tension as we waited for the inevitable confrontation. The doors to the main hall burst open, and a group of Korjan soldiers marched in, weapons drawn. Commander Threx stepped forward, his gaze sweeping over us. "Where is the captain of this vessel?" he demanded. I stepped forward, my heart pounding. "I am John Smith, the unintended leader of this ship. We mean you no harm. Threx's eyes narrowed. You are in no position to negotiate. This ship and its contents now belong to the Korjan Empire. A desperate stand. Kayla stepped beside me, her eyes blazing. You'll have to fight us for it. With a flick of her wrist, she conjured a wall of flames, causing the Korjan soldiers to recoil. Mira's plants sprang to life, wrapping around the soldiers' legs and arms, immobilizing them. Lyra focused her telepathic abilities, sending a wave of disorientation through the Korjans, causing them to stagger and drop their weapons. Alina and Ilana stood ready, providing support and guidance. Commander Threx's challenge. Threx, however, remained unfazed. With a swift motion, he activated a device on his wrist, creating a shield that deflected our attacks. He advanced toward us, his eyes locked on mine. You are formidable, he admitted, but you are no match for the Korjan Empire. Desperation fueled my resolve. We won't let you take this ship, I said, my voice steady. We are a family, and we will protect each other. Threx's expression softened slightly. A family, you say? Interesting. A surprising proposal. To our surprise, Threx lowered his weapon. I have seen enough. Your courage and unity are admirable. Perhaps we can come to an understanding. We exchanged puzzled glances, unsure of his intentions. What do you mean? I asked cautiously. Threx deactivated his shield and took a step back. The Korjan Empire values strength and loyalty. You have demonstrated both. Instead of enemies, perhaps we could be allies. Negotiating peace. Ilana stepped forward, her diplomatic skills coming to the forefront. What kind of alliance are you proposing? Threx explained that the Korjan Empire sought to expand its influence peacefully and was looking for allies who could offer unique abilities and perspectives. Our ship, with its diverse inhabitants and advanced technology, was of great interest to them. We can offer you protection and resources, Threx continued. In return, you will aid us in our endeavors. Reaching an agreement, we huddled together, discussing the proposal. While the idea of an alliance was appealing, we remained cautious. Ilana and Lyra were particularly wary, but Kayla and Mira saw potential benefits. We need to ensure our independence, Ilana insisted. We cannot become subservient to the Korjans. Lyra nodded. And we need guarantees that our ship and our lives will be respected. A new alliance. After lengthy negotiations, we reached an agreement. The Korjans would provide us with advanced technology and resources, while we would share our knowledge and aid them in peaceful exploration and diplomacy. Threx and his soldiers departed, leaving behind a device that allowed us to communicate directly with the Korjan command. As the doors closed behind them, we breathed a collective sigh of relief, strengthening our resolve. The encounter with the Korjans had been a wake-up call. We realized that the universe was full of dangers and opportunities, and we needed to be prepared for both. With the new alliance in place, we dedicated ourselves to strengthening our ship and our abilities. Kayla and Mira worked on integrating the Korjan technology into the Harlem One, enhancing its defenses and capabilities. Lyra and Ilana focused on diplomatic strategies, preparing for future encounters with other civilizations, facing new challenges together. As we continued our journey, we faced new challenges and adventures. Each one tested our unity and resolve, but we emerged stronger each time. The bond between us grew unbreakable, forged in the fires of adversity, and tempered by trust and love. One evening, as we sat under the stars, Kayla turned to me, her eyes reflecting the flames of a small fire we had built. "Do you ever think about how all of this started?" she asked. "Every day," I replied, taking her hand. "It was an unexpected journey, but I wouldn't change a thing." Lyra nodded, her violet eyes glowing in the firelight. "We are a family," she said, "and we will continue to grow and thrive." Ilana, with her silver skin shimmering, added, "Our story is just beginning. There is so much more to explore, so much more to achieve." As I looked around at the women who had become my family, I felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Our journey was far from over, but I knew that whatever lay ahead, we would face it together, discovering new worlds. With our new alliance with the Korjan Empire, our journey took on a new dimension. We were no longer just explorers. We were ambassadors, bridging gaps between civilizations and sharing the lessons we had learned about unity and cooperation. Our next destination was a star system that had long intrigued scientists due to its potential for harboring life. A planet of possibilities. Our sensors detected a habitable planet in the system, lush with greenery and teeming with life. The excitement among the crew was palpable as we prepared to land. This could be the discovery of a lifetime. As we descended, Mira was practically bouncing with excitement. "Look at the diversity of plant life," she exclaimed. "This is incredible." We landed on a sprawling plain filled with vibrant flora and fauna. The air was thick with the scent of exotic flowers, and the sounds of strange creatures echoed in the distance. We disembarked, eager to explore this new world. Encountering the natives. As we ventured deeper into the forest, we came across a village of native beings. They were humanoid, with smooth, iridescent skin that shimmered in the sunlight. Their eyes were large and expressive, and they moved with an elegant grace that captivated us. Their leader, an elder named Illyris, approached us cautiously, but with a welcoming demeanor. Lyra, using her telepathic abilities, established a line of communication. "They're curious about us," she said, her eyes closed in concentration. "They want to know why we're here." I stepped forward, raising my hands in a gesture of peace. "We come in peace and with great respect for your world. We seek to learn and share knowledge." Illyris nodded, seemingly satisfied with our intentions, and invited us to their village. Learning from the elders. The village was a marvel of harmony with nature. The structures were made from natural materials, blending seamlessly with the environment. The villagers used advanced ecological techniques to maintain the balance of their ecosystem. Illyris introduced us to the village council, and we spent days exchanging knowledge. Mira was in her element, learning about their unique plant species and ecological practices. Kayla and Alana shared our technological advancements, while Lyra and Alina focused on building strong interpersonal connections. The Unity Ritual. During our stay, we were invited to participate in a Unity Ritual, a sacred ceremony that symbolized the connection between the villagers and their environment. It was a beautiful, mystical experience that deepened our bond with the natives. As part of the ritual, we were given a special plant, known as the heartroot, which symbolized the unity and strength of the village. The heartroot had unique properties that enhanced mental and physical abilities, and it became a symbol of our new friendship, a hidden danger. However, not all was serene. As we delved deeper into the planet's mysteries, we discovered signs of environmental degradation. The native flora was suffering from a mysterious blight, and the villagers were struggling to contain it. Mira and Alina took the lead in investigating the blight. They worked tirelessly, studying the affected plants and collaborating with the villagers to find a solution. It soon became clear that the blight was not a natural phenomenon, but a result of external interference. Uncovering the culprit. Our investigation led us to a hidden facility deep within the forest. The facility was operated by a rogue faction of Korjans who were conducting illegal experiments, disrupting the planet's delicate ecosystem. We confronted the rogue Korjans, demanding they cease their activities and leave the planet. Commander Threx, upon learning of the faction's actions, dispatched a team to dismantle the facility and apprehend the culprits. Restoring balance. With the rogue Korjans removed, we focused on restoring the planet's balance. Mira and Alina, with the help of the villagers, developed a treatment for the blight using a combination of native plants and advanced biotechnology. The heartroot played a crucial role in the recovery process. Its unique properties helped to regenerate the affected flora and strengthen the ecosystem. Over time, the blight was eradicated, and the planet began to heal. A lasting friendship. Our efforts to save the planet earned us the deep gratitude of the villagers. Ilaris presented us with a ceremonial artifact, a symbol of the bond between our peoples. It was a reminder of what could be achieved when different worlds came together in the spirit of cooperation and respect. As we prepared to leave, Ilaris spoke to us through Lyra. You have shown us the strength of unity and the power of collaboration. Our world is better because of you. May our friendship endure through the ages. Continuing the journey, leaving the planet, we felt a renewed sense of purpose. Our journey was not just about exploration. It was about building connections and making a positive impact wherever we went. The alliance with the Korgians and the friendship with the villagers were testaments to the potential for harmony and cooperation in the galaxy. One evening, as we sailed through the stars, Alana turned to me, her silver skin glowing softly in the starlight. We've accomplished so much, John, but there's still so much more to discover. I nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. And we'll face it all together, just as we always have. Lyra, Kayla, Alina, and Mira joined us, their faces reflecting the same sense of purpose and excitement. The galaxy is vast, Ilana said, and our journey is far from over. Embracing the future. With unity, resilience, and a spirit of exploration, we continued to navigate the cosmos, seeking new frontiers and building a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The Harlem One was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of our shared journey and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. The legacy of unity. As we continued our journey through the stars, the legacy of unity we were building grew stronger with each new encounter. Our experiences on the lush planet and the lessons learned from its inhabitants had deepened our commitment to fostering cooperation and harmony across the galaxy. A call for help. One day, while traveling through a dense star cluster, we received a distress signal. The message was fragmented, but we managed to piece together that a nearby planet was under attack by an unknown force. The urgency in the plea for help was unmistakable. We have to help them, Mira said, her eyes filled with determination. Ilana nodded. We can't ignore this. We have the skills and resources to make a difference. Without hesitation, we set a course for the source of the distress signal. As we approached, we saw the planet engulfed in chaos. Fires raged across the surface, and ships were battling in the skies above. The battle for Andara. The planet, Andara, was a beautiful world with vast oceans and towering mountains, now scarred by conflict. Attacking force was a group of space pirates, known for their ruthlessness and desire to plunder resources. Kayla prepared the Harlem One's defensive systems, while Lyra tried to establish communication with the planet's defenders. Alina and Mira readied themselves to provide medical aid and support. As we entered the fray, the sight was overwhelming. The pirate ships were heavily armed, and the Andorans were struggling to hold them off. We quickly joined the battle, using our advanced technology and unique abilities to tip the scales, forming an alliance. During the battle, we managed to establish contact with the Andoran leader, General Thaler. He was a seasoned warrior with a strong sense of duty to his people. Thank you for your assistance, Thaler said, his voice filled with gratitude. We were not expecting help from strangers. We believe in unity and cooperation, I replied. Let us fight together to protect your world. With our combined forces, we launched a coordinated assault on the pirates. Kayla's control over fire proved invaluable, creating barriers of flame that disrupted the enemy's movements. Lyra's telepathic abilities allowed us to anticipate the pirates' strategies, while Mira and Alina provided critical support on the ground. A turning point. The battle was fierce, but our determination and unity gave us the edge. One by one, the pirate ships were disabled or destroyed. Seeing their forces dwindling, the remaining pirates attempted to flee, but we pursued them relentlessly. General Thaler, with his tactical prowess, led the charge in the final assault. Together, we cornered the pirate leader, a ruthless figure named Axerak, and demanded his surrender. You are outmatched and outnumbered, Toddler declared. "Surrender now, and your lives will be spared." Zarok, seeing no other option, reluctantly agreed. With the pirates defeated, Andera was safe once more, rebuilding and healing. The aftermath of the battle left Andera in need of extensive rebuilding. We stayed to help, offering our expertise and resources. Mira led efforts to restore the damaged ecosystems, while Alina provided medical care to the wounded. Kayla and Lyra worked with the Andoran engineers to enhance their defense systems, ensuring they would be better prepared for any future threats. Ilana and I focused on strengthening diplomatic ties, fostering a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect. A new beginning. As Andera began to heal, General Thaler expressed his deep gratitude. "Your arrival was a turning point for our people. You have shown us the power of unity and the strength that comes from working together. We are honored to have fought by your side," I replied. "Let this be the beginning of a lasting friendship between our worlds." The Unity Alliance. Inspired by our success on Andara, we proposed the formation of a Unity Alliance, a coalition of worlds dedicated to mutual support and cooperation. The idea was met with enthusiasm, and soon representatives from various planets began to join. The Unity Alliance grew rapidly, becoming a symbol of hope and progress in the galaxy. Together, we worked to promote peace, share knowledge, and protect one another from threats. A vision realized. One evening, as we gathered on the observation deck of the Harlem One, looking out at the stars, I felt a profound sense of fulfillment. Our journey had taken us from humble beginnings to the forefront of an interstellar alliance. The legacy of unity we were building was a testament to the power of cooperation and the limitless potential of the human spirit. "We've achieved so much," Lyra said, her voice filled with pride. "But there is still so much more to do." Kayla smiled, her fiery spirit undimmed. "We'll face whatever challenges come our way together." Alina nodded, her eyes reflecting the stars. "And we'll continue to grow, learn, and inspire others to join us." Alana's voice was steady and wise. "Our journey is a beacon of hope for the galaxy. We must continue to lead by example." Mira, with her deep connection to nature, added, "The universe is vast and full of wonders. Our story is just beginning." Looking ahead, as we prepared for the next chapter of our adventure, I knew that our mission would continue to evolve. The Harlem One was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of our shared journey and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. With unity, resilience, and a spirit of exploration, we would continue to navigate the cosmos, seeking new frontiers and building a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The journey continues. With the formation of the Unity Alliance, our journey took on new meaning and purpose. We were not just explorers but pioneers, charting a path for others to follow. The Harlem One became a symbol of hope, its crew ambassadors of unity and cooperation. Exploring new frontiers. Our next destination was a remote star system rumored to contain ancient ruins of a once great civilization. The promise of discovering lost knowledge and technology excited us all. As we approached the system, the sensors picked up faint energy readings, suggesting the ruins were still active in some capacity. Discovering the ruins. Landing on the surface of the planet, we were greeted by towering structures made of an unknown metal, their surfaces covered in intricate carvings and symbols. The air was filled with a sense of history and mystery. Lyra's telepathic abilities allowed her to sense faint echoes of the past, guiding us through the maze-like ruins. As we delved deeper, we found a central chamber with a massive, glowing crystal at its heart. The crystal pulsated with energy, its light casting eerie shadows on the walls. Unveiling the past. Ilana examined the carvings, deciphering the ancient language. These symbols tell the story of a civilization that once thrived here. They had advanced technology and knowledge that surpasses even our own. Kayla and Mira worked on accessing the crystal's energy, trying to unlock its secrets. As they activated a hidden mechanism, a holographic projection appeared, depicting the rise and fall of the ancient civilization. They were known as the Lumerians, a people who had achieved great heights in science and philosophy, but were ultimately undone by internal strife and external threats. A valuable lesson. The story of the Lumerians was a cautionary tale about the dangers of division and the importance of unity. It resonated deeply with us, reinforcing our commitment to the principles of the Unity Alliance. "We must learn from their mistakes," Alina said, her voice filled with determination. "We cannot let history repeat itself." Integrating Lumerian knowledge. With the knowledge we had gained, we set about integrating Lumerian technology into the Harlem One and the Unity Alliance's infrastructure. The crystal provided a near-limitless source of clean energy, revolutionizing our power systems. Ilana and Lyra worked together to adapt Lumerian communication techniques, enhancing our ability to connect across vast distances. As we continued our exploration, we encountered other relics and artifacts, each one adding to our understanding of the Lumerians' achievements and their downfall. New challenges arise. However, not all was peaceful. As we traveled, we began to encounter resistance from factions that opposed the Unity Alliance. These groups, fearing change and clinging to old ways, saw our mission as a threat to their power and influence. One such faction was the Syndicate, a powerful organization with resources and influence spread across several star systems. They viewed the Unity Alliance as a direct challenge to their authority and began to sabotage our efforts. The Syndicate's attack. During a routine mission to deliver aid to a newly allied planet, we were ambushed by Syndicate forces. Their ships were heavily armed, and their tactics ruthless. The battle was intense, and despite our advanced technology and teamwork, we struggled to hold them off. Kayla's fiery determination and Mira's control over nature were crucial in defending the Harlem One, but the Syndicate's relentless assault began to take its toll. Our shields weakened, and the hull sustained damage. A desperate plan. With no other options, we devised a desperate plan. Using the Lumerian crystal's energy, we created a powerful EMP burst, disabling the Syndicate's ships long enough for us to escape. The plan worked, but it left our ship vulnerable, and we were forced to make an emergency landing on a nearby moon. Regrouping and rebuilding. Stranded on the moon, we had to regroup and repair the Harlem One. The Syndicate's attack had shaken us, but it also strengthened our resolve. We knew that our mission was more important than ever, and we could not afford to be deterred by those who sought to maintain division and discord. While Kayla and Mira worked on repairing the ship, Ilana and Lyra focused on developing new strategies to counter the Syndicate's influence. Alina provided medical care and emotional support, helping us to stay strong and united. A new ally. During our time on the moon, we encountered a nomadic group known as the Starseekers. They were skilled navigators and had a deep knowledge of the star systems and hidden routes. Their leader, Eric, offered their assistance in exchange for joining the Unity Alliance. "We have seen the destruction caused by the Syndicate," Eric said. "We believe in your mission and wish to help." Strength in numbers. With the Starseekers' help, we completed the repairs on the Harlem One and prepared for our next move. The addition of their expertise and knowledge gave us a new edge in our fight against the Syndicate. A renewed mission. As we set off once more, we did so with a renewed sense of purpose. The challenges we faced had only made us stronger, and our commitment to the Unity Alliance was unwavering. The legacy of the Lumerians served as a constant reminder of what was at stake, and we were determined to build a future where unity and cooperation prevailed. Looking ahead. One evening, as we navigated through a particularly beautiful nebula, I stood on the observation deck with Lyra, Kayla, Alina, Ilana, and Mira. The stars shimmered around us, and the sense of endless possibilities filled the air. "We've come so far," I said, my voice filled with wonder. "And there's still so much more to discover." Lyra nodded, her eyes reflecting the starlight. "We'll face whatever comes our way together." Kayla's fiery spirit was undone. "The galaxy is vast, and our journey is just beginning." Alina, always the voice of empathy and support, added, and will continue to grow, learn, and inspire others to join us. Ilana's wisdom shone through. Our mission is a beacon of hope. We must lead by example. Mira, with her deep connection to nature, smiled. The universe is full of wonders. Let's explore them together. Embracing the future. With unity, resilience, and a spirit of exploration, we continued to navigate the cosmos, seeking new frontiers and building a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The Harlem One was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of our shared journey and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Embracing the unknown. With the Harlem One repaired and the Starseekers as our new allies, we were ready to face whatever the galaxy threw at us. Our journey had been one of discovery, unity, and resilience, and we knew that more challenges lay ahead. But we were prepared, our bond stronger than ever. A mysterious signal. One day, as we traveled through a relatively uncharted region of space, we received a mysterious signal. It was faint and encrypted, unlike anything we had encountered before. Lyra worked tirelessly to decode it, her telepathic abilities enhancing her efforts. "It's a distress call," she said finally, her face tense with concentration. "But it's very old. Whoever sent it might have been stranded for a long time." The signal's origin was a distant, desolate planet known as Silara. The thought of an ancient distress call intrigued us. We set a course for Silara, eager to uncover the mystery. Exploring Silara. Upon arrival, Silara appeared barren and lifeless, its surface covered in rocky terrain and shrouded in a perpetual twilight. As we descended, the distress signal grew stronger, guiding us to an ancient structure partially buried in the ground. Mira and Kayla led the way, their senses attuned to the planet's unique environment. The structure was massive, its architecture unlike anything we had seen before. It was clear that whoever had built it possessed advanced knowledge and skills. The discovery of the Xilarians. Inside the structure, we found signs of an ancient civilization. The walls were adorned with intricate carvings and symbols, telling the story of the Xilarians, a once great people who had thrived on this planet. Their technology was far beyond our own, but something had caused their downfall. In the central chamber, we discovered a stasis pod containing a Xilarian, preserved through the ages. Ilana and Alina worked to carefully revive the being, their medical expertise and compassion guiding their actions. As the pod opened, the Xilarian emerged, disoriented but alive. His name was Zephyr, and he was the last survivor of his kind. Through Lyra's telepathic connection, we learned that the Xilarians had faced a catastrophic event, a mysterious force that had decimated their population and left their world in ruins. Zephyr's story. Zephyr's story was one of tragedy and resilience. He explained that the Xilarians had been a peaceful and advanced society, dedicated to knowledge and exploration. But a powerful and malevolent entity known as the Shadow had attacked their world, draining it of life and energy. The Shadow was an ancient and powerful force that fed on fear and despair. The Xilarians had tried to fight back, but their efforts had been in vain. In a desperate bid to save his people, Zephyr had placed himself in stasis, hoping to awaken in a future where help might come. A new mission. Zephyr's tale filled us with a sense of urgency and purpose. The Shadow was still out there, posing a threat not just to Silara, but to the entire galaxy. We knew that we had to stop this malevolent force before it could strike again. With Zephyr's knowledge and the advanced technology of the Xilarians, we began to formulate a plan. Our mission was clear: to find and defeat the Shadow, and to ensure that no other civilization suffered the same fate as the Xilarians. Preparing for battle. Our preparations were intense. Zephyr integrated Xilarian technology into the Harlem One, enhancing our defenses and weapons. Kayla and Mira worked on creating new strategies to combat the Shadow's energy-draining abilities, while Lyra and Ilana focused on finding ways to shield our minds from its influence. The Starseekers provided valuable intel and guidance, their expertise in navigation and stealth proving crucial. Alina, with her nurturing spirit, ensured that we stayed strong and united, ready to face the challenges ahead. The final confrontation. Following Zephyr's guidance, we traced the Shadow's energy signature to a dark and foreboding region of space. As we approached, the atmosphere grew thick with an oppressive energy, and the stars seemed to dim. The Shadow's lair was a massive structure, pulsating with dark energy. As we neared it, the Harlem 1 systems began to flicker, and a sense of dread washed over us. But we pressed on, determined to confront this ancient evil. A battle of wills. The final confrontation was unlike anything we had ever experienced. The Shadow manifested as a swirling mass of darkness, its presence overwhelming and terrifying. It spoke to us, its voice echoing in our minds, feeding on our deepest fears. But we stood firm. Lyra, with her telepathic abilities, formed a mental link between us, allowing us to share our strength and courage. Zephyr, drawing on his people's knowledge, focused on disrupting the Shadow's energy flow. Kayla and Mira launched coordinated attacks, their combined abilities creating a barrier of fire and nature that pushed back the darkness. Ilana and Alina provided support, using their wisdom and compassion to counter the Shadow's fear-mongering tactics. A victory for unity. The battle was fierce, but our unity and determination proved stronger than the Shadow's malevolence. With a final, coordinated effort, we unleashed a powerful burst of energy from the Lumerian crystal, shattering the Shadow and dispersing its dark essence. As the Shadow dissipated, the oppressive energy lifted, and the stars shone brightly once more. We had defeated an ancient evil, saving not just ourselves but countless other worlds from its grasp. A new dawn. With the Shadow gone, Zephyr decided to join us, his knowledge and experience a valuable addition to our crew. The victory over the Shadow had strengthened our resolve and solidified the bonds between us. We continued our journey, now with a renewed sense of purpose. The legacy of unity we were building was more important than ever, a beacon of hope and strength in a galaxy that still held many challenges and mysteries. The endless journey. One evening, as we sailed through the stars, we gathered on the observation deck, the galaxy stretching out before us. The sense of endless possibilities filled the air, and we knew that our journey was far from over. "We've faced so much together," Lyra said, her eyes reflecting the starlight, "and we'll face whatever comes next together." Kayla's fiery spirit remained undone. The galaxy is vast, and there are still so many wonders to discover. Alina, with her nurturing heart, added, "And we'll continue to grow, learn, and inspire others to join us." Ilana's wisdom shone through. "Our mission is a beacon of hope. We must lead by example." Mira, with her deep connection to nature, smiled. "The universe is full of wonders. Let's explore them together." Embracing the future, with unity, resilience, and a spirit of exploration, we continued to navigate the cosmos, seeking new frontiers and building a legacy that would endure for generations to come. The Harlem 1 was more than just a ship. It was a symbol of our shared journey and the endless possibilities that lay ahead. Our story was far from over, and as we looked to the future, we knew that together we could achieve anything. The galaxy awaited, and we were ready to embrace the unknown.